good to get a win. I think we really needed a win just for the program because it validates when you're trying to set culture in the program. It validates that, okay, what we're doing is working. It helps you to come out and it gives the kids a different perspective and how they look at things, and hopefully it propels you to be even better as you go forward. In terms of the game, we were fortunate to get out to a lead on them and to be able to move the ball like we could on the ground. And at the end, when they got to throwing the ball and it became a handful to stop, we've got to make sure we do better at rushing the passer, a little bit better coverage job against teams like that if we're going to be successful going forward playing and passing football games. Questions, please.
Coach, I think that was the second highest scoring Southern Heritage Classic in history. Would you say that that's more of a testament to how the offense played, or something that you got to address on?
Well, I think it's a testament to our offensive play. The offense played really well. I mean, he rushed for 338 yards. It's a pretty good day's work. And then we were efficient enough in the passing game to get some things done. And I think it was a little slight against us defensively to allow that many points to be scored on the defensive guys. So, I wasn't very happy about that. But in the same regard as I told the kids at the end of the game, it's hard to win a college football game. And just to have an opportunity to win a game against a team that had so dominated the series over the past 20 years almost, since 2000. I mean, I think that's the fifth time that Jackson State has won since 2000. So, just to get a win against them and to get that monkey off our back, I think is important for the program.
Walk us through the rushing attack that you saw on Saturday exactly. I mean, you had, it looks like more than several players with several touchdowns. I mean, walk us through what you saw in rushing attack.
What we have I told the guys today in the staff meeting, right now it looks to me that everyone talks about our skill, but it looks to me that the offensive line has become a strong point of our football team. Those guys are opening up holes that I could run through. And I'm sitting. I went back through the film this morning, just watching it, just to see some things. And we're running the power game, we're running the inside zone game, and it's inside running game. And then we have enough guys with speed to be able to get on the edge of people. It's a two-edged sword for people because you've got to stop us from running outside, and at the same regard, we've got a pretty good power game running inside. And then if you load up against the run, we've got good enough guys on the outside where we can hurt you in the passing game. So as we go forward, I think that you'll start seeing us get better and better on offense. We just need to improve on our defensive side. And this week is important for us because it's an open week and we really need it. The guys we have that are banged up and injured, have an opportunity to rest them and to take them out of practice a little bit and get them back ready, back healthy. It's important. You guys don't. Keontae Hampton has been hurt since the first game, and he's played every football game. He's really been a warrior, and just to get a chance to rest him up and get him a little practice time off. He told me yesterday, Coach, I really need to practice, but I really think he needs to rest too. So I'll err on the side of caution and rest him a little bit, him and CJ, and obviously CJ Holmes. Hopefully we get him back because we played without him this week, and then last week we lost David Arrington to a season-ending knee injury, and so that's our starting corner and our third corner. That begins to water down that position a little bit, and so hopefully we get those guys back, and they'll be ready to go. Hopefully for Kentucky State.
Walk us through some of the issues defensively that you're noticing that I guess is leading towards all those points getting racked up on y'all. What are some things that you're seeing?
Well, pass rush, got to do a better job at rushing the passer because obviously you let the quarterback sit back there and have all day. He's going to complete balls, a guy that can throw the ball. And then just making sure that we challenge the throws. They made some plays against us where we challenged it to one touchdown. I saw Thayer, they scored at the end of the half. I mean, Thayer was right there. He was all over it. And the guy made a tremendous football play. It was a 50-50 ball. They won a 50-50 ball. But yet and still, there was one drive where the quarterback scrambles out and they did the scramble drill and we didn't lock on like we should. We didn't melt to the receivers like we should have, and they ended up getting a big play there. So those things, the little things, the little fundamental things, the things that you got to do every play, we've got to make sure that we keep our eyes where our eyes should be more disciplined with them. When you're in man coverage, keep your eyes on your man, don't look back in the backfield. That was some of it too. We're trying to play man coverage and we're looking back. You can't cover the man and look at the quarterback too. So we've got to do a better job of making sure we're more disciplined with what we do with our eyes also.
This is a question I asked last week, and I apologize for asking it again, but what do you communicate to your defense when they are getting 35-plus points a game put up on them and everything? What do you tell them?
I'm like I said, I'm a defensive guy, and I'm not happy. I kind of read him the riot act yesterday. The bottom line is this: on defense, the key is do your job, be disciplined in doing your job. Don't jump out of gaps. Don't do more than you're supposed to do. Period. Do your job. And I think we've had some times when we have not done our job. Now, we haven't been bad against the run, but it's the passing game, which is tough. It just you get a guy that can throw and you give him time. You've got to have a pass rush, and so I think that's the biggest key to us going forward. I think we'll be all right against the run. I think we'll be able to deal with a running football team. We just got to make sure that we're disciplined with what we do in the passing game in order to slow down the pass game. Because if they can throw, they're going to complete some balls because you're going to have open access throws. There's every play there's an open access throw. And so if they hit that, and then a lot of the stuff that they were doing to us Saturday was RPO, where they fake the ball, and so it puts you in a situation where you have no underneath coverage. You got a guy coming inside, and when you've got outside leverage on him, you've got to try to get it stopped. And then you go into man coverage on it, and then you're still playing outside leverage if you're not blitzing. So they're going to have a little advantage, especially in the RPO game, and we just got to do a better job of making sure we stop the RPO stuff.
How important is the confidence boost of this last one for y'all?
I think it's invaluable to us as a football team. Like I said, we've had a hard time with Tennessee State over the history. And so just to get a win like that, it has to. If it doesn't give you a shot in the arm as a team, you're dead. You're not breathing. So hopefully it'll propel us to where we want to go and to get better. And to go out, we'll see. We'll work this week. It's an open week, which is a tough week because you're really not preparing for anything. We'll see what kind of concentration, what kind of focus and discipline and practice discipline we have this week. That's important because good teams will come out even though we don't have a game. They'll practice with purpose, and if we do that, I'll be really happy this week.
Going into a bye week, getting that first win, you just said how big is it for confidence, but for mentality and practicing, you have a lot of time off in terms of games.
Right.
How much better is the mentality coming in after a win than it would have been?
It's tremendous. The spirit of the team is up. The guys have high spirit, and the coaches have high spirits. And it's good to get a win like that and have an opportunity to start preparing and have the open week. And we really need this open week for the team we're getting ready to play against because it's option football. And we don't see that every day. So we're going to have to defend the belly G. We're going to have to defend the midline. We're going to have to defend the dive option, which is a handful. I promise you it is. We got to really have some, but I'm glad that we have the extra time, an extra 3 days of practice to prepare for it because we'll begin preparing for it today. And we'll prepare for it Tuesday, we'll prepare for it Wednesday, and then I'll give the guys a little time off for recovery. Then we'll come back Sunday and start working on them again and hopefully line up next Saturday after next and be able to stop the option because that's something that just not seeing it makes it hard to defend.
So Derek played pretty well Saturday, so does that help you in terms of when you're going to put the quarterbacks in? Does it help when one guy's playing really well, or does it make it a little cloudier?
It makes it good because Jalen is still growing and learning, and for Derek to play good really helps Jalen's maturation, I believe, because Jalen is we don't have to rush him in, we don't force him because Derek is playing good. As long as Derek keeps playing good, I think we have a really good problem. Jalen comes in. Jalen leads a couple of touchdown drives. Derek is in. Derek leads 5 touchdown drives. So I think that's a good problem for us to have, and to have 2 guys that we can depend on. And right now, Derek has done nothing to make me think that he's not our starting quarterback. And then have the Jalen to come along and not to have to rush him into it, I think is good because people fail to realize Jalen is still 18 years old. He's still a freshman. And there's still some growing, there's still some maturation, there's still some knowledge that he needs to glean. And right now, we're able to spoon feed him because Derek is playing so well. We're able to get him to the point where he's completely up to speed. And when he's completely up to speed, you guys see how dynamic the guy is. You know, just dabbed it, and to have two of them that can play, I mean, it's invaluable for us. And really, we got three of them that can play. You know, with Quincy being the third guy, so we keep him. We make sure we keep him, try to keep him oiled up too.
What's the relationship like with all those quarterbacks? So in the room, what are they like together?
Man, those guys have an unbelievable relationship. I mean, the way they get along, they hang out with each other. When we go to meals and everything, they're with each other. They're in each other's rooms. They hang out. I mean, that quarterback room is really in good shape. And then, you know, we've added the fifth guy that you guys didn't know. The other freshman, we had signed Brandon Mallory, who got eligible late. He started practicing about 2 weeks ago after school started. So we ended up getting him eligible, and so he's in the program. So all those guys we have in there, those guys have a great relationship, and I'm glad they do. They really get along well together.